So the Rows go down to the Lunar Owls in a very chippy, very competitive, tensions are high, trash-talking game.
Did you see Angel Reese struggle to keep her composure in that intense league game against Napheesa Collier? Everyone's talking about her impressive double-double with 17 points and 10 rebounds. But what's not being highlighted is the fact that she also racked up 7 turnovers while aggressively forcing her way through Collier's defense.
So Angel Reese goes and runs the foul. How that's not a foul is beyond me, by the way.
The wildest part was that while Reese was playing with relentless aggression, Collier remained calm and delivered a stellar performance with 16 points, 9 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 steals, and a block. No surprise that the Lunar Owls secured a 66-56 victory, and now Collier's viral hoodie hoo moment against Reese is taking over the internet.
Stop playing. The Rose unfortunately lost to the Lunar Owls. Unfortunately, not for me. It's hoodie hoo all day over here, baby. Hoodie hoo, who are you? Go back and do what you do. Whatever the case may be.
Did you see how Angel Reese tried to power through Napheesa Collier as if she wasn't even there? That didn't even look like basketball. Reese entered this game fresh off training sessions with the legendary Lisa Leslie, who was working with her to make her scoring attempts more strategic and effective.
Angel Reese has definitely glowed up ever since Lisa Leslie has said, you know what, I'm going to work with you on your layups. I have been noticing in every game they have gotten more purposeful, less kind of like toss up and pray for the best.
But instead of showcasing that refined skill, Reese turned this matchup into a reckless display of force. Those 7 turnovers say everything about her approach. She wasn't playing basketball, she was playing bulldozer. The most awkward moment? Her attempted highlight play, where she tried tossing the ball off the backboard to herself. Instead of making a Sports Center-worthy moment, she miscalculated and hit the bottom of the backboard. A complete mishap that had commentators calling it a disaster and fans covering their eyes.
And of course, she does come away with yet another double-double. Now, with all these talks about, high people and scoring higher points, there is a reason for that in Unrivaled, and that is because you are not being guarded as much as you would in the WNBA.
Her physical play went far beyond aggressive. No basketball. It included a blatant elbow to Napheesa Collier's face that the refs somehow missed entirely. The game was already getting chippy, but that non-call escalated the tension even further. While Reese focused more on creating contact than creating space, her efficiency took a serious hit.
Lunar Owl 66-56. Angel Reese had herself a nice game again. 17 points, 10 rebounds, 50%. Folks, double-double Angel Reese, 50% or more from the field. That's a solid game. 7 turnovers, that's not good.
Nobody is questioning Reese's raw talent or her ability to put up numbers. She did finish with 17 points and 10 rebounds for a double-double. But when you take a closer look, the flaws become obvious. A 50% shooting percentage might seem solid until you consider that most of her attempts came from point-blank range. For a player of her caliber, relying on close-range shots and still finishing at that rate is far from impressive.
We saw 1 turnover right there. I believe there was an offensive foul. We lose the ball here, we lose the ball there. 7 turnovers in 21, let's say 28 minutes of basketball. That's nasty.
What had to be even more frustrating for her coaches was her focus on the wrong priorities. After scoring, instead of hustling back on defense, Reese was more interested in taunting opponents. Those moments of showboating cost her team valuable transition defense opportunities, and the Rose capitalized on them every single time.
Just cooking up. Send Shakira Austin to the floor with that little elbow. Dirty? I wouldn't go that far. Unnecessary? Yeah, but this was a chippy game, folks.
Even with Lisa Leslie's mentorship on finishing techniques, Reese seemed more focused on creating confrontation than making smart basketball plays. Every time she secured a rebound or scored, instead of building on that momentum, she wasted energy on unnecessary physical battles and celebrations that disrupted her rhythm and took her out of the flow of the game.
Seems like Shakira Austin and Angel Reese, they were going back and forth getting chippy all game. Hopefully that's something that's brewing into next. I like it. I can't lie, folks. I can't lie. This is Unrivaled. It is what it is.
Those 7 turnovers weren't just random mistakes, they were momentum killers. Every time her team started to find a rhythm, another careless possession handed the ball right back to the Rose. That failed backboard pass wasn't just one bad play. It was a perfect representation of her entire approach, prioritizing flash over fundamentals and aggression over execution.
Angel Reese throwing a pass, looking for somebody deep, unfortunately clipping the bottom of the backboard, bottom of the rim area.
Her double-double might look impressive in the box score, but anyone who watched the game saw how those stats came. At the expense of team success. Every point and rebound felt like it came with an asterisk. By prioritizing physical dominance over basketball intelligence, Reese ultimately undermined her own impressive stat line, hurting her team's overall performance in the process.
Angel Reese was on Napheesa Collier, giving her a bunch of frustrating bumps. And at the end of the game, the Lunar Owls does come away with the dub.
What happens when relentless physicality meets unwavering composure? That's where Napheesa Collier enters the story. After taking an elbow to the face, an incident that would have sent most players into a rage, Collier didn't just keep her cool, she used it as a turning point. While everyone expected her to retaliate, she did the opposite, elevating her game to an entirely new level.
Napheesa Collier, 16 points, 9 rebounds, 3 steals, 1 block, only 2 turnovers, taking care of the ball.
Did you notice how Collier never once tried to match Reese's aggressive style? That's basketball intelligence at its finest. Instead of trying to out-muscle or out-talk her opponent, Collier let her game do all the talking. Her stat line says it all. 16 points, 9 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 steals, and a block. A well-rounded contribution in every category that truly matters.
Her best game. And I was seeing a lot of people posting about, oh, Napheesa, thinking she did anything after that first quarter. But she does a bad game for Napheesa Collier was her scoring 16 points, which was the second most on her team.
The most telling stat? Collier committed just 2 turnovers the entire game. That's the difference between chaos and control. While her opponent was giving away possessions like free samples, Collier treated each one like gold. She understood exactly what was at stake and refused to let emotions derail her focus.
I mean, to be totally honest, the highest scoring points on both teams were 17, with Brittany Sykes, Angel Reese, and Shakira Austin all scoring 17 points. But yes, so Napheesa Collier did have an off game, and an off game for Napheesa Collier is 16 points, and that is kind of a flex.
By Coach Collier getting a no absorbing the contact in an elbow and